Once upon a time, in a God-forsaken village, lost in the wilderness, far from the hustle and bustle of cities, lived a donkey. The village was so backward that few travelers dared to set foot on its dusty paths, and the inhabitants knew nothing of the world beyond. But one day, tired of the routine, the donkey thought, what if there's something more hidden beyond this impenetrable jungle? Why must I rot here forever? It's time to take a risk and look beyond. With this bold thought, he held his breath and, at dawn the next day, quietly slipped away into the unknown. The jungle, as the legends whispered, was a labyrinth of shadows, dense, full of traps and hidden dangers, where every step could be your last. But the donkey was stubborn to the core. The villagers always considered him a complete idiot. He ignored all warnings, wandered wherever he pleased, heedless of advice or caution. He'll get lost in those wilds, they whispered, and that will be a lesson to everyone. The days dragged on in tense anticipation. And then, to everyone's astonishment, the donkey returned. No, he didn't. But rumors of him spread like lightning. He'd crossed the jungle. The villagers froze in shock. How? Why? What had he found there on the other side? The whispers grew. The donkey must have discovered a paradise in another village, full of abundance and wonder. The story spread like wildfire, igniting minds. Suddenly, everyone was talking about the donkey's bravery, his legendary feat, the freedom that awaited on the other side. Now, he's probably wallowing in luxury, the people fantasized, living a life we never dreamed of. Even a pack of stray dogs, overhearing these conversations, became intrigued. If this stubborn fellow could break through the jungle, they growled, then what's stopping us? We're faster, smarter. At dawn the next day, they set off on his trail, sniffing every inch of the ground, retracing his steps step by step. Tension mounted. Would they survive? And yes, they too had crossed the jungle. The village buzzed like a beehive. The dogs did it. Then we can too, the villagers exclaimed, and intrigue swirled. One by one, their hearts pounding, the people followed the same trail. What lay ahead, treasure or death? The years passed, and the narrow, barely noticeable path became a well-trodden path used by caravans. But the intrigue persisted. Why did this route seem the only one? Eventually, rumors reached the government, and they decided it was time to build a proper road through the jungle. When the engineers arrived with maps and instruments, the villagers, filled with a mysterious confidence, insisted, "Build here," along this route, which has stood the test of time. The chief engineer, squinting at the trail, asked, "But why this route? What's so special about it?" The old man, one of the first to take the risk, stepped forward, a shadow of mystery flickering in his eyes. "Because this is the easiest route we know. And it was blazed by a donkey. Long ago, by that same stubborn man everyone considered a fool." A tense silence fell. The engineer froze, then quietly said, "I'm not surprised that the donkey chose this path. He simply forged ahead. But what truly amazes me is that generations of people blindly followed it, never once asking themselves, is there a better way?" He unfolded his map, and the villagers' hearts sank. "We found a shorter, smoother route, free of these loops and traps. It will save you hours, effort, lives. But you didn't even look for it. Why?" At that moment, the villagers froze in revelation, as if a secret that had hung over them for centuries had finally been revealed. They had wasted years on this winding, difficult path, full of dangers, only because no one dared question the donkey's choice. No one asked, what if there's a better way? Many of us wander along similar paths, blazed long ago by someone else, sometimes by wise men, sometimes by complete idiots. But instead of breaking free and charting our own course, we cling to the old ways, following the crowd in blind faith. Life's greatest trap is following a path simply because it already exists. But the real question whispers in the darkness. Is this your path? Or are you merely an echo of others' footsteps? Don't give in to the blind flow. Dare. Ask the questions that lurk in the shadows, explore hidden paths, and forge your own route. Sometimes, one bold step reveals a path shorter, brighter, more meaningful. Sometimes a single story, like this one, sows the seed of doubt and gives birth to change. If it ignites a spark in your soul, don't extinguish it. Share it with someone wandering in the fog. Like, share, subscribe. And who knows, maybe you'll help someone find their true path today.